37 chocolates. I hope that all of you are doing well, that you are safe, healthy, that you're staying home. And I just personally just read an article. I've been reading a lot about the current situation, and it just seems really unlikely that life as normal will resume anytime soon. So I figure I might just embrace what today is bringing and adjust to it, which is why today I am gonna review 4 chocolate bars that you can actually purchase from my online shop. And so to get to that, you can go to 37 chocolates and then go to click on shop from the menu, and then you'll see I created a an offering called the 37 chocolates tasting set, and actually you're gonna help me pick one of the bars today. So anyway, let me show you what we're gonna have. What I wanted to really do is that I wanted to take the best value bars that I currently carry and bundle them. And so this is what we have. So we have Amano chocolate, the Dos Rios bar, which is a very special bar, and you'll learn more about it very soon. Then I'll talk to you more about this other bar. Like I'm curious to know which one you would actually be more interested in. This is a 70% dark chocolate, and this is a 55% dark chocolate, and it has some like crystallized raspberry / rose in it, and I'll tell you more about it. So these are just 2 different variations on dark chocolate. I'm gonna try this white chocolate with lemon and sea salt, which for people who have attended my tasting, they know this is a cut bar, which is really hard to get. And we're gonna try this Akali Barataria Blend, which is a dark milk chocolate. And then this one is a another dark chocolate, 68% Bilious. And so what I wanted to have is 2 dark chocolate, 1 milk chocolate, and 1 white chocolate. So you get a little bit of everything, and they are different sizes. So you get to try 4 different ones. So this bundle would be $32 plus $6 shipping in the US. So Geraldine is telling me she's weighing it for the 70%. I'm curious to know what other people think. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the tasting. So we're going to start, and this is what typically I like to do. We're going to start with the dark chocolate and go down, so to speak, all the way to white chocolate. If you think you're not a white chocolate fan, I suggest you stick around till the end. I may actually try it a little earlier than planned, just for the sake of convincing you, I'm hoping. So I see a bunch of people have joined, which is really exciting. We're going to start with this Amano Dos Rios bar. For those of you who have been to a tasting, this is a classic of it's a chocolate classic. You may have had it at some of the wine and chocolate tastings, and it's a very interesting bar. I'll tell you why. So it's a 70%. It's made in Utah, which Utah is kind of considered the craft chocolate capital of the US. I love the packaging here. And unlike a lot of chocolate, it has added vanilla. This has cocoa beans, sugar, cocoa butter, and vanilla beans in it, and that's it. So what's really special is the beans come from a very specific plantation in the Dominican Republic, and anyone who has just smelled this knows that, oh my gosh, this is special. Yeah, the magic still operates. This smells nothing like chocolate. It's very mild, and in terms of tasting, what's really unique about this chocolate, it tastes like a cup of Earl Grey tea. And people who try it always will look at me and be like, there's something in this, like, and I say, do you taste a bit of bergamot or Earl Grey or a bit lavender? Oh, yeah. This is not added flavor. The beans are born with it. And it says on the back that Amano chocolate has exclusive rights on the plantation. After you try it, you'll understand that he doesn't want Art Porter doesn't want anybody to get their hands on this special beans. I mean, I could not dream of not having this in my chocolate repertoire, because this is one of those bars that may convince others that after all, they might actually like dark chocolate. Like if they've had milk chocolate so far, maybe like they just didn't know what good dark chocolate tasted like. It's very mild. It just has a tiny bit of acidity. It's really not bitter. It's very mild for 70%. And it's absolutely lovely, obviously with a cup of Earl Grey. But I actually like pairing it with Albarino. It's a white wine from Spain. And like some bottles of Albarino have a bit of floral notes, and I really like pairing both. Like the one at Gaylor Estate in Chester County. This is kind of our go-to pairing. So this is the first bar that's part of that tasting set. So, all right. So before I move on to the next, I don't know if there are any questions, or if you want me to tell you more about this bar, you can leave questions in the comment as you're watching. I won't open this one. I would know exactly what it tastes like. I don't have a ton of those bars. Might as well tell you about it. This is another Amano chocolate bar that I really like. I'm always looking for bars that offer a bit of surprise, an element of surprise in terms of flavor, in terms of texture. And this one, I love the story with it being French, especially. For those of you who have been to Paris or are from France, like Geraldine, there's a super famous pastry chef named Pierre Hermé. Excuse me. He created a dessert called the Ispaon. And Ispaon features a trio flavor. It's raspberry, rose, and lychee. And this Ispaon really put Pierre Hermé on the map. And now you have the Ispaon croissant. You have Ispaon, it's actually like a macaron with those three flavors, and you have a whole range of Ispaon pastries. So Art Pollard was in Paris a few years ago, and he tries the Ispaon, and he comes home and decides, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do a tribute to this bar. And I love that he actually credits his experience on the back. You can see Pierre Hermé here. And but yes, and so you don't, like, I can tell you, so it's a 55% dark chocolate. It has a much more traditional flavor profile than the Dos Rios that you see here. And you have this crystallized raspberry. You don't taste much of the rose if this is the flavor that you're looking for, but I love that element of raspberry crunchy tart. It's delicious. This is another bar that I like very much. So if you went to 37 Chocolates and click on shop, you go to you'll see that in the tasting set I don't have this one. If this is one that you wanted instead, just send me a note and I will do the swap very gladly. So before I lose anybody, I want to tell you about the white chocolate with lemon and sea salt, because I know like some of you are watching like, oh, I don't do white chocolate. So I have heard anything from I don't like white chocolate, and the only person who really legit doesn't like it is my friend Barb, and she tried this, and she's one of maybe the 5 people who really doesn't care for it. Not that she doesn't like it, but it's like, no, this doesn't give me pleasure, so to speak. So anyway, so this white chocolate with lemon and sea salt, this is what I get. So, or if I don't like white chocolate, I get it's not really chocolate. So for anybody who's known me, you know, white chocolate is made from cocoa butter. Cocoa butter is 50% of a cocoa bean. This is completely a chocolate product, and the law wants in the US you need to have at least 20% cocoa butter to be called white chocolate. So it's a legit product. So I have actually a little tasting jar. Again, I love Castronovo chocolate packaging. This is a company that really knows its identity, what it stands for, which customers it caters to. And you may have seen before, like, I love the golden wrapper inside here. There is something very luxurious and elegant about Castronovo chocolate. When you open this, I mean, I love making people smell the white chocolate. it is, I mean, it's lemon on steroid, but you know how sometimes lemon can, like, I don't know what Denise Castronovo's process is to extract this lemon. It's different, and it's not like perfume. It's just like, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's the definition of an extract, but it's like it's lemon on steroid, and it's very strong in a way that other white chocolate would not smell as strong. Before I eat, I have Geraldine who says the Amano raspberry is fantastic, and my friend Solène, who I met in 2002 and 2003, like she says, first tasting for her. Well, bienvenue Solène, I'm really glad to have you here. We're gonna try this. Yeah, in the mouth, it's okay. It's like when I do the emoji like this. The texture of this chocolate, I have no idea what Denise does to get to such a velvety smooth texture. It's just like so freaking smooth. So, I don't know, satiny, whatever. And the lemon, like, it's savory. It almost feels like, some people would tell you it tastes like chocolate cheesecake, or I think it tastes like limoncello. For those of you who like limoncello, it's perfect. Hi, Carla. And I know people who can eat this bar in one sitting. I know I might be, if I'm a little hungry, I might be on this way, but and the salt, I like that it really, instead of like it takes it to savory territory. It's not a very sweet white chocolate. Like, a lot of people think they don't like white chocolate because there's so much sugar. This isn't one of it. Like, it's really almost isn't sure whether it should be sweet or salty, and I'm loving it. This is another classic of all my tasting, of pop-up shops and everything. So this will be part of the tasting of this tasting set. So my friend Geraldine says, no words to describe this awesomeness of this chocolate. I think that pretty much sums it up. And if you think you don't like white chocolate, please try this and then we'll talk. My friend, so Sheila says she's getting hungry for chocolate. Well, you can go on 37chocolates.com, go to shop, and order everything that I'm trying today. It's under the chocolate tasting set, 37 chocolate tasting set. So, all right, then 2 more bars. Let me tell you, I have this bar by Akali Chocolate, and then Billy 68. Mariana says, you had me at chocolate cheesecake and limoncello. That's exactly what it tastes like. Anyhow, let me tell you about this Billy's. All right. So, WM Chocolate is a maker based in Madison, Wisconsin. And I met the founder of the company, Will, at an industry conference. And when I look for new chocolates, I really go with my guts. And sometimes if I can get to good, sometimes I would just not be able to explain why I spend time with a person without really knowing who they are, or I just gravitate toward the same table when I'm at a festival. And yeah, and so I met him and he was really sweet, but like, there's more than sweet. Like, I mean, I know lots of very sweet people. That doesn't mean they make good chocolate, but there was something about Will that showed a very high commitment to his craft. And it just, by complete coincidence, I got to try this bar, and I tell you, this is my favorite Billy's. So for those of you who are not into chocolate, but like, Billy's, like, big deal, isn't that where you go for scuba diving? That would be, my brother-in-law would say that. Yes, you can go there for scuba diving when there's not a pandemic. That being said, Billy's beans have been super popular over the past several years, and there's a bunch of reasons for that, but they have a very complex flavor and very fruity. And yeah, Billy's is like one of those origins that really tastes like the sun. But the thing about WM, which I'm having now, I love how thick the chocolate is. Like, if you have a stress eating issue like I do, this is perfect. And it coats the mouth, like the palate and everything. So, couple of things I like with WM, especially this Billy's. So, number one, this is made with unrefined sugar. It gives a lot of flavor to the chocolate. The Wilmarks worked extra hard to match the flavor of the sugar with the right percentage of chocolate. So, and what I love is that the sugar gives a molassy flavor. This tastes molassy, raisiny. The back of the tasting, the wrapper refers to candied pineapple and custard. Custard in terms of the texture, absolutely. There is a bunch. There is cocoa butter in here. It just makes it so satisfying. I love that WM has a signature texture. This is something I really look for in with a maker. I like a signature, I like the signature texture. But the thing I particularly love with this Bilious is that you get that fruitiness, that molassiness. You don't have any acidity. And with a lot of Bilious, you get that acidity on the back, or like, that makes you reach for a cup of tea, cup of something to kind of like balance it out. This is a chocolate that doesn't need anything else for enjoyment. I love pairing it at one of my partner winery, at Grace Winery. You can get the Dragonfly Red. You could give them a call. You could give them a call and order that. Like if you have a wine that's like a tiny bit sweet, just a tad sweet, this will go really well together. All right. So Shirley asked if I could steal a little closer the Bilious Bar. Okay. All right. And then I'm gonna hold the bag so you guys can see. All right. And then the ingredients you can see: cocoa beans, sugar, whole cane sugar. I believe it comes from India. A lot of makers will tell you about, direct trade, or, like about the origin of the cacao, but the sugar, it's just as important. After all, this is 30, in this case, 32% is the sugar. Like, shouldn't we care where it's coming from? And these are the questions that we'll ask himself, but without making others feel bad about their own choices. Yeah. So I hope this is, I see Shirley gives me a love. So I hope that this is helpful. If you wanted to see what it really looked like. So this one has seen better days, but like you can see, and it's really nice and thick. What you will get into the 1 ounce bar, so it's like this, and it's about the same thickness. This is a perfect purse chocolate, and you have like the built-in portion control because this is a 1 ounce bar. Yes. So that was the Bilious, and why I like having when you have these two bars side by side, you really understand, like you really taste the difference. Like these could not taste any more different. So if this is your first time trying single origin dark chocolate, you'll understand that, oh my gosh, it's not one flavor. This two will really convince you of that. And it's nice to have two dark chocolate with very different flavor profiles in one set. So we're gonna end on a sweet note. Yes, on a sweet note. This is one of my favorite milk chocolates, and a lot of people's favorite milk chocolate. So why is that, you may ask? Why this one and not other? To be fair, there are a lot of white milk chocolates I have that I really, really like, and Castronovo chocolate has so many amazing dark milk chocolate. Those are like my ultimate favorite. But I really like when I have a tasting or a pop-up, I like having a variety with different percentages and different flavor profile and so on and so forth. Akali, couple of things. I love the size of their bars. They are 175 ounce, and this one has a very good price point. If you bought it on its own, like I resell this one at $8, which is a lot less than the Castronovo chocolate, because you do have less. You have less in the package, But let me tell you, this also I have noticed that there are people who will tell me they are dark chocolate people, and they will come in to you. I did a private event once at somebody's house, and the homeowner just told me, I like dark chocolate. Like that was not even a like that's it. And she tried the Barataria Blend. I should tell you what this Barataria Blend is about. So Akali is based in New Orleans, and Barataria has some kind of Louisiana like origin or whatever. Somebody told me and then I forgot which. Anyway, this is the story of my life. Anyway, so this blend, it's made from it's the cocoa bean blend. It's if I remember correctly and nothing has changed, it's two different origins from Peru. And what I really love with this is that the ingredients you can see here, they feature Louisiana cane sugar. And oh my gosh, that Louisiana cane sugar, does it deliver. A lot of milk chocolate it's just like white chocolate, as in it's just too sweet. You don't taste the chocolate and so on and so forth. This qualifies as a dark milk because it has a cocoa percentage greater than 50%. And which is higher than some dark chocolate on the market, like at the grocery store. And when you eat this, it's fudgy. I mean, this is not like, it would be very hard to eat this in one sitting. It's very satisfying the way it's melting. We have the acidity from the cacao, and then you have not as the molassiness is not as strong as the WM, but you have that molassiness, you have that fudginess that you get from a brownie. I refer to it as the essence of a brownie and a little piece of chocolate. So you can eat that, you can eat one square as a dessert instead of baking a brownie, especially since, excuse me, we don't have much flour lately in the grocery store. You may as well eat chocolate like this. So Geraldine says, I thought I was a dark chocolate person, but I've changed my mind since then. Because you're smart. In French, we say, il y a que les imbéciles qui changent pas d'avis, which means that only stupid people don't change their mind. Only imbeciles. That's the pure translation. And Geraldine is not one of them. It's so good. It's sweet, but not too much. And speaking of Geraldine has been a huge supporter of my work, of my books. She is a French person in New York State, and she ordered a bunch of bars from Chocolatism. And tomorrow, if you go to Instagram on 37 Chocolates, we're gonna have a live tasting. I mean, I'm gonna watch her taste. I really am curious about those bars, and I'd like to share it with more people. So she's going to be my guest on Instagram, 37 Chocolates. I'm going to look at some more of the comments. Dorothy says that Will wrote her a lovely note when she ordered chocolate from him. Same. I mean, he's just so thoughtful. I just emailed him, see how he was doing. And, he profusely thanked me and told me about the direction of his company right now. And there's just he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy who makes awesome chocolate. So that's it for today, really. I'm gonna look at the bottom. So Geraldine says, yay. That's it for today. I hope this is not a savory side of this room anyway. And you see, this is my oldest daughter's bedroom, so I crash it, and then there is this flower thing here. And I mean, anyway, one day I should do the behind the scene of how I do this. Anyway, that'd be fun. So all right, thank you all of you for watching. As I said, you can get this and this and this and this in one bundle. If you go to 37chocolates.com, you click on shop, and there is a 37 chocolate tasting set, and you can add it. And what's awesome about bundling it together, because this is less than 13 ounces, I can actually put this all in my mailbox, and I don't have to go to the post office, and I can safely expedite that. And beyond that, I do not feel comfortable just going to town and possibly catching something or contaminating somebody. I mean, I don't think I'm sick, but let's keep safe. So this is as much as this is what I can do right now. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, everyone. Geraldine, Ricardo, lots of people joined today. And I'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock on Instagram, 2 o'clock Easter time. And after that, Thursday. And that's it. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.